made for my audience here at LinkedIn. My name is Saurav. I'm a TESOL certified English language trainer with about a half a decade of experience in corporate training. I have happy clients all across the globe from BCG, McKinsey, Bain, HP, Microsoft. I've trained so many people for their leadership upgradation, effective communication management, Lean Six Sigma, all these business philosophies. And off late, I have started teaching corporate English. And so I've dialed it down a little bit, trying to incorporate smart techniques with which you can, for free, exponentially grow your communication skills, specifically English communication skills. So in today's video, I do have an interesting presentation for you guys. Now, in today's video, I'll talk about a concept where I charge quite a lot of money. I usually charge a lot of money to talk about that, but I'll do it for free here. So, what is the concept called? It's called the second brain concept. What is the second brain concept? Well, you can guess it by the name itself, right? It talks about a second brain. I'm going to give you your second brain. What does a second brain look like? What would you do if you have another brain, right? A lot of people say, well, I can't even handle the pressure with one brain. What would I do with two brains? Well, here's the deal. You can enhance your skill practice. You can enhance your efficiency. That's your goal here, right? You want to be more efficient. You ought to be more efficient. Now, in this concept, we're going to use free to use AI tools as your analytical second half, with which you can create smart workflows that makes you more efficient. Now, in this case, we're going to use those workflows for communication practice, brainstorming, etc., etc. So we're going to have a look at a couple of use cases that should help us out in a smarter way, right? So a little bit of context is must, right? Why did I come up with this second brain concept? Number one, it's not rocket science. It wasn't rocket science. A lot of AI influencers out there, they focus on hundreds of AI tools. Problem is, not all of them are free. Most of them come with a lot of limitations. That means you don't have that launch pad. You don't have that starting point. Now, what if we have laser precision? Precision is to learn a particular skill, in this case, communication skills, because I'm a communications trainer. What if we could use the already existent free for use, absolutely free, unlimited AI tools to its fullest potential? What if we could get the most out of prompt engineering, free chat based tools, a couple of smart tools here and there, combine it and create a workflow with which we can practice our speeches, practice our presentations, make ourselves more confident, come up with real world scenarios and practice with it? Can we do all of that easily? Yes, we can, because that's something that I have been doing for about 3 years now. And I've taught people from all across the board, freshers, entrepreneurs, I don't know, mostly executive people, right? VCs, C-suite level executives. Now, the reason it works is because the use cases are unlimited, right? But we'll come to the use cases later. You ought to pick more new skills. Okay, what new skills would you pick if you learn an AI tool today? What new skills will you pick if you learn a set of AI tools in a week? Why don't you write them down? Right. Was it a video tool? Is it an audio tool? Is this just simple prompt engineering? I say with simple prompt engineering, you'll get 80% more efficient. And that's the trick. AI integration, leveraging that to create a workflow. Workflow is the key word here. I mean, you can become a chat GPT expert, but if you don't know how to integrate it into other softwares to get the result you want, in this case, communication, right? I'm not an Excel trainer. I'm not going to teach you business analysis. In this case, we're trying to learn spoken English for beginners and executive communication for advanced people. You can fall anywhere in the CEFR framework. By the way, I made a fantastic video on the CEFR framework on my LinkedIn playlist. You can check it out. So our goal is to create a workflow out of it. So let's have a look how we're going to do it. Now, the concept that I came up with is simple. Why don't we use already existent free AI tools and create a workflow out of it with which we can practice our communication skills? You could also fine tune it according to your existing levels. You could be anywhere from A2 to C1 even, and get one step above. Most of my students fall at B2, B1. Some of them even fall at C1. People who are native English speakers, especially, they fall at C1. Even they can use these techniques to better themselves. I came up with this technique because it was quite apparent in today's day and age. Without using AI tools, you cannot be more fluent. Right? You oughta lag behind. If you use traditional, average, run-of-the-mill techniques like lectures, you're watching those 10-hour YouTube videos for spoken English or 3-hour TEDx speech, that won't work. Why? Because the concepts are not backdated, but you're extracting information at a slower rate and you're not executing on them. Execution is what counts. So if you watch 10 TEDx videos, that should help you out. It helps a lot of people. But what if we could watch 10 TEDx videos in a shorter duration of time, get the most out of it, and immediately turn it into a role play exercise? And we practice conversation around it. Wouldn't that be better than just watching a 10-hour communication masterclass on YouTube? Absolutely. That's a better deal. And I want that deal, right? Workflow step by step. We're going to talk about that. What tools do I use? What are other use cases? What did I notice when I introduced this methodology? Using free AI tools as your assistant, right? Let's talk about that. Right. Okay. It's an AI generated slide, so we're going to just so basically it's an external knowledge system. Your second brain becomes your external knowledge system. A set of AI tools works as your heavy lifter, does most of the work for you. All right. AI assisted becomes more iterative. You create more iterations. You create a flow out of it. Flow, as in the sense, proper pipeline management in terms of knowledge system management, as well as you can enter the flow state easily. If you're that efficient, you'll enter the flow state efficiently. If you want a video on the flow mindset, I'll get into that later. But if we do that, we have a better chance at becoming fluent, no matter what level you fall in. Now, what is the concept? I've already told you this. Now, we use a set of tools here. Tools being ChatGPT, which is kind of free, right? It has some limitations, but it's free. Google AI Studio, it's free as well, right? It's not unlimited, but it's free as well. Gamma, with which we have created this presentation, it's free as well, right? We use Notebook LM mostly Notebook LM. You can use Notebook LM with Notion or any other note management system. I tend to just use Notebook LM. So these are a couple of free AI tools, and I'm adding a couple of other AI tools to create our workflow, to streamline our workflow better. But for now, I've stuck with these tools to replace all those AI tools available in the market that claims to make your English better. Right? We can easily replace those paid tools with these free AI tools if you practice under supervision. Right? Because we have to track the role play scenarios with human intervention, specifically a mentor. So you need a human mentor as well as an AI second brain. Oftentimes people have a different approach. People want an AI mentor, right? And that's AI. nowadays it's working. It's getting better, and I believe LLM would get so better, and with these advancements, it would be able to read your emotions as well, right? It would get to that precision. But for now, we'll have to stick to this becoming your second brain, your assistant, and you still need to do it under supervision so that you squeeze the most value out of it, if that makes sense. Now, what tools do I use? How do I use it? Right? So, for example, for dialogue simulation and feedback, I don't even type using ChatGPT. Now, I'm giving all these tips for free here in this video. It's a freemium content. I usually charge money for these services, but I'm gonna make it freemium here. So I'm gonna turn on the dictate function on ChatGPT and simply talk with it back and forth, and run the prompt. Right? I'll probably go to Prompt Genie, another prompt engineering platform, and fine tune my prompt. And then go back to ChatGPT and create dialogue simulations and feedback exercises from it. But is that enough? No. Now, Google AI Studio, it's not for prompt engineering, it's not for chatbot. Google AI Studio has this function where you can share your webcam and your screen. And I'm obsessed over it. And it's absolutely for free. So I tend to coach my students to use this in the class itself. You simply share your screen, whether you have a PPT, a complex document, you just enable the search function on Google AI Studio, share your screen with whatever you have, and you talk with it, you practice with it, you go back and forth with it. Now, if you combine this with this, what would happen? Imagine you have ChatGPT plus you've opened a Claude chat or a DeepSeek chat, right? And all these chat platforms, you have created different problem statements for your communication drill. Let's say it's an HR based role, and you want to create a you want to create a case study where you have a problem that you usually face. You want to practice a conversation around it. Let's say in this case, you're going to use a communication framework that McKinsey people, Bain people, they usually use. Let's say it's a PrEP framework. PrEP stands for point, reason, example, point. PrEP framework. Now, what I would coach you to do, I'll coach you to go to ChatGPT, Claude, DeepSeek, run the prompts. First, go to Prompt Genie, create a perfect prompt out of it, and then enter the prompt into all these chat platforms, and then create different problem scenarios and demo answers. Then I'd want you to go to Google AI Studio, share your screen, share the entire screen, and then share your chat screens here, here, here. Compare the chats. And I want you to practice those scenarios with Google AI Studio that you've researched on ChatGPT. So now we have a workflow using Prompt Genie, Google AI Studio, and ChatGPT. We're using real world frameworks, PrEP framework. But instead, in this case, we're not relying on an average teacher to teach you the PrEP framework. Instead, the teacher, in this case B, who is well versed in these frameworks and the PrEP frameworks. I've taught this framework even without AI tools for years now. I'll become a facilitator. I'll help you understand it. I'll help you pause where you need, but I'll become your mentor. I will not step over the line. AI will act as your